Hey, I'm really glad you're here today. Today, I want to talk about something that my mind does, and maybe your mind does too. If I'm in an argument or I have a confrontation with someone and it's intense and maybe even disturbing, and after I have that argument with them, my mind replays it long after it's over. It just keeps replaying and replaying and replaying. The mind is wired for safety, and I think the mind tries to replay it to the point where it turns out better or it turns out, where you feel safe again. But that never happens. The mind just keeps replaying and replaying and replaying. And sometimes it just gets stuck there. And this happened to me the other day. So by the end of this video, I want to be able to tell you how I stopped my mind from doing that and the things that my mind did to keep it rolling. So, and then you can also use that. So, after I had this argument the other day with someone, it was pretty intense. And actually, I was surprised by it because I had never seen this side of this person before. And because I had that, the intensity and the surprise to it, I don't normally back down from confrontation. And in this case, I didn't either, but I didn't want it to continue or escalate. So I kind of just went, okay, 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 and then left. But my brain was not done with that scene. And so it kept going and going and going. And I was exhausted, just exhausted. In fact, I couldn't even get to sleep because my brain wouldn't stop going. And then I was reminded of a technique that the yogis use to quiet the mind. And it sounds kind of simple, and this couldn't possibly work when I first say it, but it worked. So all I did was, and I knew I needed to interrupt the pattern. I needed to interrupt what my mind was doing. So what I did was, every time my mind started to go over the scene again, even remotely start to do that, I would say, wait, who am I? And when I said that, I wasn't looking to find an answer to that. I was just letting myself be in a place where I was waiting for that answer. Who am I? And it gave me a separation from the continuing cycle of those thoughts and replays, and put me into a place of sort of calm waiting. Who am I? And I know there's much more to that whole idea of asking yourself, who am I? But for me, that's all I needed at that time. And as I continued to interrupt the pattern and ask, who am I got calmer and calmer and calmer, and I was able to sleep. Now, my mind didn't stop trying to replay it. What it did was it said, well, remember this other argument you had? And it tried to start replaying that, which is kind of wild. Like, it just wanted to keep going and going. And I said, oh, hold on. Who am I? No matter what it came up with. And it had a couple of really sneaky ways of coming in and trying to start up that argument. In fact, it came up with some other things that were not dealt with from the past that sort of had nothing to do with that, but I thought it could connect, or my mind thought it could be connected, even remotely, and it was trying to sneak in and get me to start replaying again. But I just kept going. I just kept saying it. I just kept saying, wait a minute, who am I? And the more I did it, the quieter my mind got. It's like all those neural pathways that were being built by replaying were starting to dissolve. And I was able to sleep. And as I even sort of woke up in the middle of the night, not with a start, but with a realization that my mind was trying to start to think about that again the minute I tried to wake up. And I was able to like just keep going with the wait a minute, who am I? Until I really started to feel good again. I started to feel like myself again. I didn't feel like I had to defend myself anymore, and I was able to move on with some energy around, what I needed to do in my life, not that. And if that sort of thing happens to you, try this simple technique. All it is, wait a minute, who am I? And the truth is, we are way more than whatever simple experience that just happened. We are not that incident. That incident doesn't mean a lot about who you are or who I am. And we can easily let it go once we start interrupting that pattern. So the interruption is, who am I? Wait a minute, who am I? And there were times during this that I had to do that quite a few times in a row in order to separate and stop that spinning. So hopefully this helped you out there. If it did, please leave a comment. Let me know, what you think about that. And there was one more thing. Oh, yeah. If you'd like to subscribe, just click that button so you can get more of these videos, because hopefully they're helping you. All right. So until the next video, have a great day and let yourself stop spinning. I'll talk to you later.